to another episode of Lock and Hackle. It's gonna be a little bit different video for the simple fact there's no adventures videos in this. It's pretty much going to be a talking point video, and it's not going to be me brandishing you with the F is a key. Anyway, it's not going to be me talking at you. It's more just talking to you and sharing a few things that I think have gone missing today. And I think what has gone missing are the niceties of life, enjoying life's simple pleasures. We're in such a high-tech world today. Right now, I'm using my phone, my GoPro, Wi-Fi, all that stuff. We have smart cars, smart houses, but not a lot of smart people. And there's a lot of things that I think people kind of take for granted. They don't necessarily want to sit back and enjoy life anymore. It seems like people constantly have to be on the move. They got to be somewhere. They got to do this. They've got to do that. They got to take the kids there. Got to take the kids to this. Blah blah blah. It doesn't seem like people take the time to enjoy some of the simplest forms of today and things that have been around for decades or millennia, really. And some of the stuff, yes, is bad for you if it's consumed without moderation. I'm not gonna say that don't smoke your cigarettes, don't smoke your whatever, but it's all in how it's done. Now, I am gonna attest that cigarette smoking to me is kind of disgusting. But vaping, that is even worse. I don't understand any of that. But I believe that other forms of tobacco, such as a pipe and or a cigar, are things of leisure. They're not, oh my God, I need to go smoke a cigar. Like you see a lot of people that I used to work with, they were counting down the minutes to go smoke a cigarette. They couldn't go 20 minutes without smoking a cigarette. That's you. I don't care. It's your health. You do what you want. For me, I attest cigarette smoke and smell. It's just disgusting. Some people will attest cigars. Some people will hate pipes. So, some people don't like liquor. Some people don't like beer. I like good beer and I like good spirits. So I guess you could say I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to the consumption of certain things. I like good food. Not that I'm wealthy or rich. I don't go out and buy one of those Japanese Wagyu steaks. No, we shop at Walmart and we shop at big box stores. So it's not like I'm going out and buying, grade A butchered meat. But I do appreciate some of the more finite things in life. And I think what I'm trying to say is there's a point where you have to slow down a little bit. In the movie Ferris Bueller, where he stops and says, life moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop and take a look, it'll go right by you. And it's a cheesy movie from the 80s, but there is some relevance to that. There is something about sitting back and just stopping and taking a break and taking it in. And in some of my recent past videos, I have been out fly fishing, and I'll give a conversation to the YouTube world, and I will be smoking my pipe. that is very nice to sit. I'm out in nature. I'm relaxing. There was something very soothing about striking up the old nose warmer and enjoying a good smoke out in the woods after a day afield. Now, uh, that's just me. That's just my take. And I'm gonna turn the camera around and I'm gonna show you some of the things that share with you if you are interested in this. And when I say finer things, I don't mean just alcohol, tobacco stuff. It could be anything such as books. It could be art. It could be music. It could be watches. Anything that is something that you appreciate what the maker or producer of that thing did to make that thing something that is attractive to you. I'm not saying things have to be outlandishly expensive. I'm just saying things that bring you joy and things that can bring some solace to you, to, just to kind of bring if there's a moment where you can just kind of, okay, that's it, whether it's a collection of books, an author, maybe you want to find, build a reading nook somewhere so you can sit down and read some of the classics and masterpieces and so on and so forth. So yeah, let's turn this around and I can show you some of the things that I find that give me inner peace to enjoy with my family or out in the field and stuff like that. And the channel, Lock and Hackle, I kind of want to bring a bit of country gentleman to the audience. Things that are kind of manly, but they've been long forgotten. Things that are of the genteel, things that are of not necessarily status, but they're a little bit more highbrow, if you will, but not being, driving the Maserati and not pretentious. Okay, that's the one thing I don't want to be. Is I'm not talking down. I'm talking to. I'm talking with, sharing with. There is something nice about being with a group of friends, and one person might say, "Hey, have you ever tried one of these? Or have you ever tried that? Have you ever eaten this?" No. So let me turn this around, and we can talk about a few things that may interest you. It may not. I don't know. I really don't care. This is my little space on the interweb. So Lock and Hackle. Lock and Hackle. Let's take a look. Lock and Hackle back. All right, here we go. Got the blue plaid mat out and a collection of things that I find that bring me joy. Things that bring me calm. Things that I find interesting and I find I like to share. So, with this, something that I've enjoyed for a long time, and that is fine spirits. Single malt scotch in particular. I do like some U.S. bourbons. You want to talk about organic, you can't get any more organic than a whiskey and a good tobacco. There you go. I really enjoy researching these things. I like learning about them. That's one of the most fascinating things, is learning about these things that I am consuming. Learning about the regions that the whiskeys come from, the Highland malts, the Islay malts, the lowland malts, all those different malts. Then there's the tobaccos. I like learning about the Nicaraguan blends, the Connecticut wrappers, the Honduran fillers, stuff like that. So, I mean, there are some simple books that you can find on, obviously, the interweb. And then there's different tobaccos. I enjoy learning about you know, the different blends of tobaccos that you can get, the different style of pipes, cigars. It's all just so interesting, and they go well together. It really does. If I am out on the water fly fishing, a pipe is nice, but if I'm actually trying to go out and fish, then a cigar works a lot better, for the simple fact that I don't have to worry about it really going out or tampering it or anything like that. If I'm done and I want to sit in the chair and relax, then loading my pipe. Now, pipes aren't all that expensive, okay? They're not that hard to learn how to use, learn how to clean. There's only really two parts to a pipe: the stem and the bowl. These pipes that you see in front of you, all three of them were less than $100. This is a new pipe. This was what they call an estate pipe. It was new but never used, supposedly, when I found it. And this one was used. I took some cleaning, and this is an old Peterson. What is it? The Peterson Shamrock? Yeah. Series of pipes. And then a pipe roll, and with a bag of tobacco or a tin. A cigar is pretty self-explanatory. Now, you do not inhale your cigar like a cigarette. You just kind of puff on it. So there. I don't have a fancy humidor. I have two. I have this here, which is called a tubador. It's an acrylic container with a silicone gasket. It has some cedar shaved sides, and it'll hold about 10 to 14 cigars depending on the size. And then I have this nice curio box over here that I found at an antique mall, and I bought a humidified device right there, and I put it in there, and I can store cigars in there. That was a really nice find. These things are things that are, they make you a little bit smarter because you're learning something. They can kind of make you a little bit more interesting. I find that people, when they find out you smoke a pipe, they kind of are taken aback a bit, like, wow, those things still exist. They're nice things to me. And I was talking about books. I love books. This is an example of a book that I have not read it from cover to cover. I've used it more as a reference book because it's almost impossible to read from cover to cover. It is a British military biography that was printed in 1842, I believe. I'll have to... Is it 1842 or 1846? Right there. I love history. And fly fishing is a very interesting sport because it's probably the oldest sport. The second oldest sport that we can think of is obviously European football. It's been around since the 1840s. But fly fishing goes back 1,000 years, and it's been written about just about as much as the Bible. So that's it. Find the things that you find interesting. Find the things that will give you peace, that will give you solace, that will give you, a conversation. I think that's something that's lost today, and that is conversation. Sitting down with a group of friends, whether it's around a glass of nice single malt scotch, cheers, or maybe striking up the pipe, or maybe handing out a few cigars. If your friends if their company doesn't want to do that, that's fine. That's their prerogative. But yeah, take time to find those things that you find interesting, that you find that bring you joy, and share it with other people so maybe they can find something that they enjoy. I have a friend that I pretty much only talk to via texts, and we're constantly sharing cigar stories. What he's smoked, what I've smoked, what we found about this one. If we found the same one, then we would share, what we thought of that particular cigar. And we've both come to agreement that this brand and this one here is absolutely a delight. So with that, that's kind of a strange video, I know, but I'm going to try and do more videos along with my fly fishing and outdoor stuff with a lot more country gentleman stuff. Like I might do a Scotch review, I might do a pipe review, I might do a tobacco or cigar review, I might even do a book review, just to share some stuff with you if you were curious about it. I'm not going to remove or take away any of the other outdoor stuff that's going to go with it, but I want to bring a little bit more sensibility and a little bit more gentleman and gentle lady, lord and lady, to what I want Lock&Hackle to be. A place for maturity, a place for sharing and conversation. With that, Lock&Hackle out.